Listen, let me introduce you really quick. Good morning, you guys. It's Maria from the Fox 11 newsroom here in Los Angeles. And joining me this morning is the star of the new movie that's just come out, Alex Cross. I've got Rachel Nichols with me. And Rachel, I want to introduce you to everybody in the Hangout here this morning. This is Ayub. He is in Leicester, England.
Hello.
Hi.
Diano is in Reno, Nevada.
Hi.
Stephen is in England as well.
Hi.
Tom is in Atlanta.
Hello.
And Trev is also in England, the UK. We're
This
invaded by the
This is
British.
my first experience.
Is this
with
your first? We
Yes.
love the Virgin Googlers here in our Hangout at MyFOX Los Angeles. So it's fun. These are people that we hang out with all the time. And not only that, but this is broadcast live on our YouTube channel. So anyone with
that's
a...
so cool.
Yeah, so anyone in the world. So hello, world. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a question for Rachel, make sure you tag me or anyone in the Hangout, and we'll get it to her, okay? And I do have one question from somebody who could not make the Hangout. They sent me a question, and they said they love you on Continuum, and wanted to know what your experience was like working on that show with all the CG, like, you know, special effects, and as an actress, like, what were the challenges?
Yeah, I think Continuum, actually, for those of you in the UK, premiered on Sci-Fi on the 27th, I believe, of September. It's not here yet, but hopefully soon it will be. And shooting the show was great. You know, we shot in Vancouver, and we said this is Vancouver on the show. We weren't pretending it was a different city.
That's first time, because when you shoot in Vancouver, it's like New
It's
York
or you know, Philadelphia.
wherever.
But no, we shot in Vancouver. We said the show was in Vancouver. And Vancouver looks very futuristic as it is.
It is so clean and
So,
steely. Yeah.
We didn't do a lot of stuff that was just straight green screen. You know, you have no idea what your surroundings are going to be. We used basically the city of Vancouver, but also then just sort of enhanced it for the future version. And they would obviously tell us, you know, this building's going to be 100 stories taller, and this is going to, you know, this monument will be here. But it wasn't as hard as doing like a G.I. Joe. Like when we did G.I. Joe, there was a lot of CG in that, where it was just we were surrounded by green and we had no idea what was going on. So this was a lot easier.
Oh, good. Well, it looks like a good show. Trev, yes, you have a question?
Yeah, I mean, it's an obvious follow-on from that. Of speaking of being surrounded by green, were you in makeup, or was that CG when it was the Orion?
Oh no, when I played Gala, I was in makeup, and the day that we did the sexy scene with Chris Pine and Zoe Saldana, I got picked up at 3:45 in the morning to go to work.
Okay, that's like our hours. That's okay, but we don't get picked up, but that's okay. Holy crud!
It was about 6
hours.
Wow.
No.
Wait, what? Oh.
No, you said wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Oh, Ayub, yes. What's your question?
I just, not so much a question as a comment. I actually rage quit watching Criminal Minds when you left. I haven't seen it since.
Rage quit.
Oh, I love that. They'll probably be mad at me for saying that I love that. But that was a bit of a heartbreak for me, to be honest.
I like Criminal Minds. Yeah,
I did too, and I loved the time that I was on there. The good thing is, though, I've maintained a really good friendship with Thomas Gibson, and I still see Shamar, and Joe and I will tweet or email occasionally. So I did make some great friends on the show, but it was really sad when I didn't get to go back.
Diano, what's your question?
I was actually curious about, I know that one of the things you had to do for your role of Scarlett in the G.I. Joe movie, going back to that, is that you kind of trained in mixed martial arts a bit. It's like, I'm kind of curious, what was that like, and is it something that you would want to continue?
Yeah, I'm kind of now established as this girl who does a lot of action, and I love it.
Right,
and I love it. It started with Alias, and then it was sort of whetted my appetite, and then I've kind of been doing it ever since. And for G.I. Joe, I worked out very extensively, put on muscle. I had a scene in G.I. Joe where I was running on a treadmill in a sports bra and like cargo pants. So I was actually running.
The gym.
We had to keep everything really tight and in order. But yeah, we did a lot of martial arts. If you've seen the film, Sienna Miller and I have a crazy fight scene. And we trained for 6 weeks before we shot that scene. And I love any opportunity I get to learn a new skill set or a new talent. So yeah, anytime I have to train for a role, I really relish that opportunity.
Stephen, yes, go ahead.
Hello, Rachel. I just wondered, which do you prefer best, the acting or modelling, and which is best paid?
Very good. I'm I'm grateful for the fact that I was a model first. I think it was really important for me to learn how to sort of be in front of a still camera before I was acting in front of a moving camera. So because when you're acting, you're not supposed to be aware that the camera is there. When you're modeling, you're aware that the camera is there because you're usually looking directly into the lens. And I mean, they're both enjoyable. I prefer acting because I get to talk and I get to be more involved in the creative process, especially with a show like Continuum. And which is better paid? It depends. If you're Giselle,
you have exactly. You have some supermodels
you
who
should,
are
very very wealthy. So
way up there. But do you have a preference as far as film versus television? Because I know you've done both.
It's it's odd, but they're so different. A film, just to put it in perspective, a film is say 90 minutes. Your regular film. Took us 5 months to shoot.
Wow, that's long.
Yeah, on one episode of TV, an hour-long drama, say Continuum or Criminal Minds, it's 42 minutes, which is roughly half of a full-length feature, and we shoot it in 7 or 8 days. So the pace of TV is so fast, but it's almost instant gratification because then the episode airs very quickly. Alex Cross, which is the movie that I shot, which I'm promoting now, we shot it a year ago. So
do I remember that scene?
I know. Do I remember this? I do remember that. Yeah. Do I? How long ago was it? So I like to mix them up because it's different.
Ayub, did you have another question?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything about Alex Cross yet, so I was just wondering, how would you describe your own character in the movie?
Oh, okay. Well, Alex Cross is it's based on the James Patterson, very famous James Patterson character in books, and was formerly played by Morgan Freeman. I was like, what's that name? Morgan Freeman played Alex Cross previously in Along Came a Spider and Kiss the Girls, and now it's Tyler Perry. And so it's an action thriller, and Rob Cohen directed it, and he's a great action guy. And I play Monica Ash, so Tyler's essentially my boss. We're a Detroit PD. Ed Burns plays Tommy Kane, who's Tyler's partner, and my secret clandestine lover. But it's not
a bad lover to have.
Not a bad lover to have. But I'm going to be honest about that. As far as fictional on-screen lovers go, he's pretty perfect. But yeah, it is an action thriller and very different from the other two movies. So
it's interesting because we talked about this before with Tyler Perry, and I don't know if I've ever really seen him in a serious, dramatic role. I just for some reason see him as Medea all the time, but how is he on the set? Is he that serious Alex Cross guy, or is he Medea Tyler?
Tyler is, first of all, he's so much bigger than I thought he was. He's a very tall dude.
Yeah.
He's got this really great presence and this amazing voice. I wanted him to just record. If I could listen to a recording of his voice, I would.
Read a book.
Yeah, it's very. He's got this great presence, and he is so fun to work with. I mean, obviously, he's playing a serious action role. This is the first time he's ever done it.
So it is the first time. Because I wasn't wrong. Okay.
For the action, and he trained, and he lost weight, and he looks great. But he's so fun and he's so nice. I mean, it's just not necessarily that I was surprised by it, but it was just. It was really pleasant. It was really nice, and it was very easy to work with him on set because there was no pretense. He's not an egomaniac. He's lovely.
Yeah. Considering the success that he has. Did I miss someone's question? Did someone hold their hand?
No, I was going to ask exactly what you just. I was going to ask exactly what you just asked.
Oh, sorry, I took your question, Stephen. Yes, go ahead.
Rachel, would you like to do a Bond movie?
Oh my God! Of course.
That's a dream.
That is a dream.
It's a dream. I think for every girl growing up,
especially with Dan Craig.
Well, I have a request. If you have any pull, because I would love to be a Bond girl when Idris Elba, which I heard he may be a Bond at some point in the future, which I would love.
I would love it. Those movies. Quantum Solace is one of my favorites. Yeah. I would love to be a Bond girl. I don't think any actress. I think you could ask any actress on the planet, and they would say, "Absolutely, I would love it."
Exactly.
They've started to kick ass now as well, haven't they? Which is a good thing. They're not just like pretty women like what they used to be before. They actually do kick some butt.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. They're not sort of shrinking violets or wallflowers or just like damsel in distress. They're actually really very strong, very powerful, very kick butt. And you think to yourself, I wouldn't want to, run into them in a dark alley or something. It's very, very sexy.
Speaking of, and I know they're not checking you away just yet, so I have that question. In terms of the roles that you get put in front of you, like, do you have sort of a checklist? Like, do they have to be a certain kind of character before you'll say yes to certain roles? Or
it's interesting because I always get a script and I always say I don't want to know who wrote it, who's directing it, who's starring in it. Just give me the script so that and let me read it first, so there's no bias, because you can get swayed into doing a not great project if the names are very glossy, or you can maybe not be interested in something because you don't know any of the people involved. So I like to go in really blind, read the script, and then obviously know which character I'm reading for. And provided that the character is good, and it's really character driven. I go to the character first. If the character is interesting to me, then that leads me to the next step, which is how is the overall story. And those are the first two elements that are the first foremost in consideration. And then there are other things like where is it shooting, when is it shooting, all of that stuff. Oh, do I have to go somewhere?
I think they want you to be on the set now.
Okay,
you guys.
Thank you guys.
I remember you as a blonde. So who has more fun, blondes or brunettes?
Redheads.
Really, yeah.
Good answer.
Here's the camera. Here, will you take a quick photo of me? Wait, show you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheese. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
So, and will you hang out with them? Like,
yeah, there's
this
about
is cool.
100 people that we. Okay.
I'm going. Bye, guys.
It was
Thank
nice.
See you later.
It was nice to see you again.
you. You look so. I can't believe.